A major winter storm is once again lining up to impact the United States, and this time, the setup is especially concerning. This is not just another routine winter system. We are looking at a combination of extreme Arctic cold, heavy snowfall in places that rarely see it, and the potential for powerful blizzard conditions along parts of the East Coast. Tens of millions of people could be impacted as winter tightens its grip on much of the country. This entire pattern begins with a historic Arctic blast that is already surging southward. An exceptionally strong dome of high pressure over Canada is forcing brutally cold air deep into the United States, slamming the eastern half of the country with temperatures far below normal. This cold is strong enough to crush long-standing temperature records from the northeast all the way into the deep south. Even Florida, a state that typically escapes the worst of winter, will not be spared this time. This cold air is arriving at the worst possible moment. Nearly 300,000 people are still without power following last weekend's crippling ice storm. That storm caused widespread damage, downed power lines, and treacherous travel conditions, and it has already been linked to more than 100 fatalities. Many of those affected areas are now facing another round of dangerous winter weather before they have fully recovered. With temperatures plunging well below freezing, any prolonged power outages could quickly become life-threatening. And as if that wasn't enough, another major winter storm is now expected to develop this weekend. What makes this storm especially dangerous is the potential for it to rapidly intensify into what meteorologists call a bomb cyclone. This is a rare type of winter storm that strengthens extremely quickly, gaining tremendous power in a very short amount of time. If this system takes the right track along the East Coast, it could produce heavy snowfall measured in feet rather than inches, while also generating wind gusts exceeding 60 miles per hour. That combination raises the threat for widespread blizzard conditions, coastal flooding, power outages, and severe travel disruptions. As we move through the next 24 to 48 hours, we will first see the Arctic air firmly establish itself across much of the eastern United States. Light snow showers will be possible across the northern plains, the Ohio Valley, and portions of the Northeast, as weak disturbances rotate around the edge of this massive Arctic high-pressure system. These snow showers may be light, but they are a clear sign of just how cold the atmosphere has become. As we head into Friday night and early Saturday, snow chances will begin increasing farther south. Portions of the southern plains and the deep south could see snow flurries, including parts of Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Tennessee, Alabama, and Mississippi. While snowfall in these areas is expected to be light and spotty, the fact that snow is even possible this far south highlights the intensity of this cold outbreak. By Saturday, attention turns firmly to the East Coast, where the main storm system will begin to take shape. A low-pressure system is expected to move across Florida before emerging off the southeast coast. As it does so, it will encounter an extremely sharp contrast between warm ocean waters and the bitterly cold Arctic air pouring southward. This temperature contrast provides fuel for rapid intensification, and conditions could deteriorate quickly. Snow will begin spreading across parts of Georgia, the Carolinas, and the southern mid-Atlantic during the day on Saturday. The heaviest snowfall early on is likely to focus in the higher elevations of the Appalachian Mountains, as well as near and just inland from the coast in parts of North and South Carolina. Areas such as Atlanta, Charlotte, Greenville, Fayetteville, and eastern North Carolina all have a growing chance of experiencing impactful winter weather. One of the most remarkable aspects of this forecast is the potential for rare snowfall in Florida. While significant accumulation is not expected, there is a real possibility of snow flurries across parts of the state. Areas near Tampa, Orlando, Daytona Beach, and Jacksonville could see snowflakes mixing in at times. There is even some discussion of Gulf effect snow developing along the west coast of Florida, something that is extremely uncommon. For Florida residents, the bigger story will likely be the cold. Temperatures across the state will plunge to levels rarely seen. Overnight lows could fall into the 20s and even upper teens in parts of North and Central Florida, with wind chills making it feel even colder. Even South Florida, including Miami, could see temperatures drop close to freezing. This kind of cold can cause issues with plumbing, agriculture, and vulnerable populations that are not accustomed to winter conditions. As Saturday night approaches, the storm is expected to strengthen significantly. If the system undergoes bomb cyclogenesis, its central pressure will drop rapidly, leading to an explosive increase in wind speeds. By late Saturday night into early Sunday morning, the storm could become a powerful bomb cyclone just offshore of the Carolinas. At that point, conditions could become extremely dangerous along the coast. Winds could gust between 60 and 70 miles per hour, especially in coastal North Carolina, eastern Virginia, and possibly parts of southern New England if the storm tracks far enough north. Heavy snow combined with these strong winds could lead to near-zero visibility, drifting snow, and true blizzard conditions. Travel during this time could become nearly impossible in some areas. Roads could quickly become snow-covered and icy, airports could experience major delays or closures, and power outages would be likely due to the combination of heavy snow and damaging winds. Coastal flooding and beach erosion are also possible, particularly if the storm coincides with high tide. Snowfall totals with this storm will vary significantly depending on its exact track. At this stage, much of North Carolina appears likely to see widespread snowfall totals between 5 and 10 inches. Some areas, particularly closer to the coast or under heavier snow bands, could see even higher amounts. Southern Virginia, including areas near Richmond and the Tidewater region, could see 8 to 12 inches of snow, with the potential for a foot or more if the storm remains close to the coastline. Farther south, snowfall amounts will generally decrease. Parts of Georgia could see lighter totals, with perhaps a couple of inches near Atlanta and higher amounts in northern portions of the state. South Carolina could see 3 to 5 inches in many areas, especially closer to the coast, with locally higher totals possible. Farther north, southern New England could also be impacted if the storm tracks close enough to the coast. Areas such as Cape Cod, Nantucket, and parts of coastal Massachusetts could see significant snowfall, potentially exceeding a foot. In some scenarios, totals could approach or even exceed 18 inches, making this one of the more notable snowstorms of the season for those areas. It is important to emphasize that this remains a complex and challenging forecast. Coastal storms are notoriously difficult to predict, and a shift of just 10 to 20 miles in the storm's track could dramatically change snowfall totals. Some areas could see much heavier snow than currently forecast, while others could see less. That uncertainty will continue until the storm actually develops and its track becomes clearer. Even for areas that miss out on the heaviest snow, the cold will be relentless. This Arctic outbreak is expected to bring dangerously cold temperatures across a large portion of the country. In the northern plains and upper Midwest, temperatures could drop to 20 degrees below zero or colder, not including wind chill. When winds are factored in, it could feel even more brutal. As the cold air spreads southward, cities such as Kansas City, Oklahoma City, Nashville, and Memphis could see temperatures near or below zero. By late Saturday into Sunday, freezing temperatures could extend all the way to the Gulf Coast. Nearly all of Florida could experience freezing or near-freezing conditions, something that is extremely rare for some parts of the state. This cold will linger. Temperatures are expected to remain well below normal through at least Monday or Tuesday before gradually moderating later in the week. Even then, it may not warm up significantly, and additional shots of cold air could follow as we move deeper into February. For people still without power, this prolonged cold is especially dangerous. Without heat, indoor temperatures can drop quickly, increasing the risk of hypothermia. It is critical for anyone in this situation to seek warming shelters if available, and to take all necessary precautions to stay safe. As we move through the weekend and into early next week, winter will remain firmly in control across much of the United States. This pattern shows no signs of breaking down quickly, and additional winter weather systems remain possible in the days ahead. If you live anywhere along the East Coast, especially in the Carolinas, Virginia, Georgia, or southern New England, now is the time to prepare. Make sure you have essential supplies, limit unnecessary travel, and stay updated with the latest forecasts and warnings from local authorities. This storm has the potential to be a high-impact, dangerous winter event, and conditions could change rapidly. Winter is far from over, and the next several days could be some of the most challenging we've seen so far this season. Stay safe, stay informed, and be ready as this powerful winter system unfolds.